Matthew.
Sure, thanks a lot. I wanted to ask also on Syria. There's obviously a lot of discussion of some type of military action, possibly a missile strike. And what I wanted to know is, I know that the Secretary General was asked this in Seoul. One of the questions seemed to conclude with a request for a comment on those discussions of a missile. What is the Secretariat's position on the legality of a military strike, whether as retribution or otherwise? And whatever the position is, would the Secretary General ask to be, and would he in fact be told before such a strike took place, given that there's UN personnel in the country?
Well, first of all, I don't want to speculate on any such thing. At this stage, we don't really indulge in speculative comment. What I would like to point out is the Secretary General has consistently called for the immediate cessation of hostilities in Syria and for all sides to work to achieve a political solution. The task is to complete an unimpeded investigation as promptly as possible before speculating on any possible next steps.
But would a strike be considered hostility? Should we read that comment as to say a cautionary to the countries considering, and I mean openly discussing? That's why I'm asking you. It's not as speculative as you might make it out to be.
It is a matter of speculation, and certainly we wouldn't entertain the possibility of speculative questions about what the future may hold. What our hope is, we have been very clear about our vision of what the future should hold. It should hold negotiations amongst the parties. We're trying to set up a potential Geneva II conference. Lakhdar Brahimi has been hard at work on that. And we continue to seek a diplomatic solution. Yes, please. Matthew.
Sure, thanks a lot. I have a couple of non-Syria questions on DRC and Sri Lanka. I just wanted to ask, on Syria, I wanted to just make sure that that I'm clear, that the mandate of these inspectors is simply to determine that whether chemical weapons were used, that they're not going to opine on who used them. I'm asking because it was said that the team wouldn't speak to the media, and then Mr. Sellstrom spoke to a Swedish news agency, TT. What's the sort of planned protocol for them reaching a conclusion? Are they going to convey it to the Secretary General? Does he then make it public? Does he go to the Security Council? What sort of are the steps in place for the findings to be conveyed?
Okay, well, first of all, the team will collect all available information to determine whether chemical weapons, agents, or substances were used during the attacks of the 21st of August. It has never been the mandate of the mission to investigate and determine responsibility. At the same time, however, what I'd like to add is first of all, about the team. Yeah, the team will complete its scientific analysis as soon as possible, and the mission will seek to reconstruct an evidence-based narrative of the alleged incidents and other information in accordance with its guidelines. Yes, in the back.
So I want to ask about USG Feltman and then about Sri Lanka. On Mr. Feltman, I know it was said that Eduardo on his last day said that USG Feltman met with saw or met with the Muslim Brotherhood, but there continue to be stories from their spokesperson that they weren't reached out to and weren't met with. So I wanted to know if you could say who he met with, and I also wanted you to confirm that he's on his way to Iran and know what his objectives are there.
Yes, one of the stops on his itinerary is in fact Iran. And while in Iran, the Undersecretary General does intend to discuss the broader situation in Syria.
Okay, what about this Muslim Brotherhood question? Is it possible to know how far? It seems kind of important.
No, I don't have anything to add to what Eduardo said yesterday. He gave the details that we had. Yes.